as I always hope that everybody gets a wonderful weekend, because the weekend is the time when we really have to rest and, thank God for that. We rest, we go to God, and then we do whatever we want to do sometimes once we're out of work. Now, who have I got in today's program? His name is Lambe. I've known him for, well, I don't know, donkey years. He's been climbing ladders ever since. Every time I see him, he's on another level. He's a councillor now, and he's trying to become something else, as he will explain as we go along. But he's been in councillor for South Bermondsey ward for I don't know how many years.
I was elected in 2014 for the first time.
For first time, yeah. So you can see how many years ago. So every year he's been going up and up, and a Labour Party supporter for a very long time. Yes. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for inviting me, Steve.
Okay. You're on a journey. What's left of that journey so that you reach the top? If you can explain to our viewers.
Well, at least I took over grant to get here.
I know. The other journey.
Well, it hasn't been easy. To be honest with you, I mean, I came here in the 80s, when I still have a bit of afro.
Yeah, I know.
You can see now,
we're all getting on.
I went through the challenges most of us, especially fresh from Africa, went through. But of course, what was important for me that time when I came here, when I decided I was going to stay. Yeah. Because at first I didn't want to.
You wanted to go back?
I wanted to go back, like most people. I just wanted the experience of being here, because I had never been to any country prior to coming here. Yeah. Even in Africa.
You came straight from there to here?
I just came straight from there, there, Africa, Nigeria, to here. Yeah. And when I decided to stay, let me stay for about 2-3 years, then I go back.
Then I go back, yeah.
Then the Nigeria economy collapsed. Yeah. And there was a bit of chaos. And then came dawned on me whether it's actually an environment you want to rush to. Now, if I wasn't going to rush back to Africa, rush back to Nigeria, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do with my time? Yeah. Well, the irony is, within a year of being here, my fiancée, so girlfriend, came. So, and within a year after, within 2 years of me being here, we got married and
kids, of course.
I became a father for the first time. Yeah. So now, being a father for the first time gave me, some sense of responsibility. Yeah. At the same time, I also wanted to improve my life, improve myself as well. See, this country, a place of opportunity where I could actually take advantage of. So I decided to. So within a few months of coming here and getting to England, I enrolled in school, in college, to improve myself. So, and while I became a father, became a husband, I was also full-time student. Yeah. You can see how challenging. Yeah. So what happened is that in 1989, I was working in the post office. Yeah. As a part-time post person, because it's the only thing I could do, the law allowed me to do as a student, as who was not British citizen at that point. Okay. To do part-time. So, and I saw something that actually fit in with my study plan. All right. It's in the evening, and I go to school during the day. I can do a few hours, about 4 or 5 hours, and I can still be a good, spend time at home and study and so on.
The particular point I'm trying to look at is that your starting point in politics, because this has been one of the areas where, ever since I've known you, were you just pushed into politics, or did somebody made a good suggestion that you were a good politician and
Well,
you went
funny,
for it?
I was just coming to that.
Yeah.
Because,
oh, you're coming to
I was
okay.
coming to that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I have to take it in short, long, you know, yeah, long.
You're taking a longer route.
Yeah, because when I got to the post, I was working the post office. We had next to nothing right in the post office. You can imagine if you're working with on a public holiday, you get paid single rate.
Yeah.
And the full-timers go at least a time and a half. And if you're working in the evening or during the weekend, you know, they get a time and a half, we got single rate. So basically, we part-timer didn't have any right.
Yeah.
And the reason was because when part-time working was introduced, the union didn't want it.
All right.
So therefore, it prevented us from getting equal rights as themselves. So then that's where my journey started. I was then
you saw a way through.
Actually, funny enough, I was just at a meeting when we were discussing, and I made some comments. I then made some suggestions as well. And everybody said, "Why can't you represent us?" And that's how I became the first leader for part-time postal workers. Associate grades, they call them those days. For the first time, I started, negotiating with the management how to improve our working condition. And then, of course, don't forget, the union didn't want us. So we are in between the union and the management. So I had to convince the union that, listen, you better accept us because we are the darling of the management. And when you go on your strike, then we're there to pick up your job. So
it was a good, it's a very good strategy.
So fortunately, they start, accepting us. They start, so I encourage my members to join the union, pay our membership. But the thing is that I didn't actually join. As you know, there's a strong relationship between the union and the Labour Party. But funny enough, I never joined the Labour Party even though I was a union leader. But of course, I was paying my, membership dues. They call it political levy. So, and I was paying that with my union because you pay your union membership as well as political levy. I was paying political levy, but I never joined Labour Party. And I left him.
Why didn't you do that?
I'm just one of these people. I don't rush into things. I take my time. So I left the post office in 1992, immediately after I finished my master's. And then set up my management consulting. Do the bits and bits from here and there. And only until 1999. When, in fact, Tony Blair became leader in 1997. And I said, oh, this young, vibrant guy, let me so actually, to be honest with you, it was actually because of Tony Blair. I joined the Labour Party because young, I was sensible. I was okay. Of course, it messed you up by going to Iraq, but that's another story. So, but still, when I joined 1999, and I've never left even for 1 second since 1999. It's just that I wasn't active. I was not active. So only then in 2013, then I saw this letter saying if you want to stand as a candidate for Labour, as a councillor, put your application in. I didn't put my application in. And even my ward where I live in Peckham, I wasn't selected there because I didn't even know much about ward internal machine work. So I just put my name. And I was nominated in about 4 different wards. Peckham, I remember Peckham, ward where I live, I didn't get it. Then Nonhead, I didn't get it. The South Camberwell ward, I didn't get it. It was the 4th one that I was nominated in 6 wards, I think. But the 4th one, which was Bermondsey, that I got it. In fact, I remember, you may not believe it, it was actually on the 13th of July, which was on Saturday, that I was selected as a candidate in Bermondsey. And it's coincided with the day I actually came to the country, 13th of July, Saturday, 13th of July. I don't know what that.
That's great. Now, you've championed a lot of things over the years, and I was looking through some of the things, having known you for a long time, and I looked at the website, and I see the things that you've championed over the years, the youth, the women, you know.
When you say women, what do you mean? Well, of course, I'm married.
Well, the things that are helping women in some ways, empowerment of women and young people, and the younger people, the empowerment and all that. Something that has been missing so much within our people. When I mean our people, the Africans, these are areas where we look at them and say, no, I think we better look somewhere else. So let's do something else. But you've been there to the extent that you even went to Nigeria and started the school there. This is another area. Very few people.
Well, no, I didn't actually start school, but my old primary school, I decided to give something back. If you look at the Give Something Back program, which is a way of, because you know that
it's another empowerment.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
That I was mentioning some of the things that you've empowered, and I'm looking at all those, and I'm saying, what kind of a man is this? what sort of drive is there? You're not driving up to become a billionaire or something like that. Like most Nigerians, you're very different.
I don't drive Mercedes yet. I drive, on the CBR.
Well, the thing is that most vibrant Nigerians have come across over the years. Next year.
But it depends on individuals' values.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But the thing
more important to you.
You got the opportunities. You went into politics. You went into here. You know the ambitions are there, and of course giving back and all that. This comes from. Is there background somewhere where a father or a mother or something like that is pushing you, and you're looking back and say, "Oh, you know what? I think I need to do that."
Well, I think I'm blessed in the sense that my dad wasn't rich, but he had some great values, and also I've been blessed in the sense that in the history of my family, in 1893, my great grandfather, Fijabi, because that's not the surname I use, because in Ibadan, where I come from, in Yoruba land, Ibadan, we use her dad's first name, not her dad's surname. So that's why you say Lambe or Lamb, Whereas if we want to use our ancestral name, it could have been Fijabi. And that Fijabi, we actually negotiated the protectorate agreement with the British. When my great-great-grandfather was the king in Ibadan. And when there was a Kiriji war in Yoruba land, and then the British were coming from Lagos, and then anyway. So therefore, I think it's in the blood, kind of. Now I also had the privilege of living very closely with Awolowo family. The president Baba Awolowo family. Because actually the oldest daughter is actually my I would say my benefactor, or I would say my godmother. Also the husband is also my godfather, who is a professor, and the former vice chancellor of University of Ibadan. So therefore I learned a lot. And I also learned a lot why Baba Awolowo was the person, the president Nigeria never had. You know that.
I've read a lot about it.
Actually, that put me off politics because I saw what happened in 1999 and 1983. He's the president Nigeria could have had, but we never had. And you then compare the development in the Western Nigeria, the whole of Lagos, Ibadan, and so on, compare what the development in the east or in the north. Western Nigeria is 5 miles, kilometers apart from the rest. And not to allow somebody like that to get there. So that put me off politics. I said, no, you know what? If politics is about transforming people's life, then why not give? And that put me off completely.
The problem with
that's why I never, joined politics straight away.
The African issue is always very different. When we look at it, we look at Africa and we say, well, the people who go into politics are mostly, I have to say this, some of them are basically looking for money. Some of them, it's not basically to serve. They are there. There are some who are there to serve, but there are others who are not there to serve. Yeah. It's just a question of how much money they are going to get.
But that put beyond politics.
Yeah,
you see?
I know. But it came back, which was a very good idea.
It came through the back door.
Yeah.
Now, I told you about my journey in the post office and so on.
Yeah.
So, but my community involvement, I then said to myself, I don't have to be a politician to be a change maker.
Yeah.
So therefore, what actually, apart from what I did in the post office, when Damilola Taylor died in 2000, I was one of the people who was interviewed because I've always lived in Peckham.
Yeah, I've met the father. Quite a lovely character.
Yeah, very lovely. He's a good friend of mine. So, and you know, when I listened to young people in the area, they said they were bored. Of course, when I was young, being bored doesn't mean you go and commit crime, but it's a different time. Okay, so
we're living in different generations anyway. Yeah.
So I then said to myself, okay, what can I do to be part of the change I wanted to see? What can I do to help these young people? And that's when I decided to set up Peckham Supplementary School.
Oh, yeah.
But prior to that, those of us, remember I told you I studied in the 90s and so on, when I didn't want to go back to Nigeria anymore. We all have first degree, second degree, masters and so on. No job.
Exactly.
Nobody will.
You're overqualified.
Yeah, they say you over. Exactly.
This is what we are told most of the time.
They say we overqualified. So what we do, then I decided to, set up my own consulting.
Yeah.
They realized actually it's about empowering others to do something for themselves.
Yeah.
So in 1998, I decided to set up the Confederation of African Professionals.
I've seen that about professions. And
that's right. So, and that was meant because my master was, the proposal for my master dissertation was African Common Market by the year 2000. Because I thought Africa, instead of becoming
I've read those are very good ideas.
Yeah.
The problem is, on paper, they're very good.
Yeah,
the reality is it's going to be a very different matter. But although I still believe in what you're saying, because I've seen already.
But it came to fruition.
It's happening in West Africa.
But if you don't conceive something, you can't achieve it.
Yeah.
But it may not be doing your own time, but somebody will come. The problem we have in Africa is a governor or they think that I start something, I must be the one that finishes it. No, it's not necessarily the person who started the foundation of the temple is going to build it.
Yeah, no, of course not.
But just make sure the foundation is strong enough to withstand a very strong, violent storm.
Exactly.
So that somebody can then come and build on it. I think that is the mentality we, especially Africans, we need to start.
That has got to happen because I remember interviewing Alistair here, and Alistair Sayedi, who stood for presidential candidate in Nigeria, and he was also saying that apparently when you go to Nigeria, you have a new idea, and you try to bring that idea on the ground, be it the youth, be it where the people who are already on top, they oppose the idea. They don't want new ideas.
Or they steal your idea.
Yeah.
And they don't give you credit for it. I've seen it.
Stealing, at least if they steal it and use it, but get new ideas in at all. They don't even want new ideas. Because most of those who are there are surviving on the old ideas, the top ones. So if you bring in change and they suddenly realize change is going to affect their way of living, their way of income, their way of, however good the change might be, they don't want it.
But also I think the problem with that is most of people are probably because they are forgive me if I say some of our people are narrow-minded.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you apply the multiplier, principle, if something starts small, it can
expand
to something bigger. That even if there be so much room that be begging people to come
in.
That I think if we just change our mindset on that we can open it. Look, you see, every time I go to Africa, Nigeria, and I see opportunities. Even though you can argue that yes, we suffer from employment, I also see a lot of opportunities.
Of course.
If only people. Sometimes I look at people and say, maybe it's easier for me to come from here, go there. Or maybe because I've been exposed to opportunities. My mind is open to love. Maybe that's why I can see opportunities. Only people can just open their minds, open their hearts, and then, of course, find a way to work together. Because, take for instance, those who think that let's lend money to this person, or let's sell all our belongings and then give this person to travel out of the country. Not even sure whether you're going to get through.
Or not.
And why not use that money? Because when I have opportunity to talk to them, some young people I speak to, because I mentor a lot of people, where the little time when I go to Nigeria, I don't even have time to socialize. Or if I spend 2 weeks, maybe only one night, somebody will say, no, Sonny, we're taking you out tonight. I don't have time because people come every now and then when they just want to have a pill. So I say to them, why not do this? Why not do that? They say, oh, I come and never did it. And little I have as well, I try to help them. Okay, you can have this money set up, give me back every month, and pay into my Nigerian account and things like that. So anyway I can help.
Okay.
So
you've won so many awards over a period of time.
I still haven't got my knighthood from Her Majesty yet, so maybe one day.
No, don't worry, the knighthood will come. The knighthood will come because you're still climbing the ladder. So I'm 100% sure. Somewhere along the way, that sword will land on your sword. And
as long as I prepare my heart.
No, it won't. It will land on 2 shoulders, and that's it. And then this is so and so. But the things what I'm looking at is that. The awards that have come in over a period. The biggest one, of course, was the one in South Lambe, golf. What am I talking about?
You mean the one I organized?
No, not that one. There's the one which was given to you by the mayor of.
The liberty of
Liberty.
the one I got from Southwark. From Southwark. Liberty of the old metropolitan borough of Southwark.
Because very few Africans have got that. And in fact, I should say you were the first African to get that award.
Funny enough,
because I'm looking at very few Africans have got that.
Okay. When you use the word phrase "few," I will say yes.
Okay, black people have, but not from Africa, and that's why I'm saying it's it sort of gives people like us the morale to say
it was recognition of what I was doing.
What he's doing. I think I better do the same. I better honestly, it's a very big boost. It's a very big boost. But that's why I'm saying I'm looking at you and I'm saying, look, with everything that is happening your way and the doors that have opened, and of course with the awards and the things that you are doing and empowering other people. So many people talk about it. Wherever you go, say, look, Sonny's go have a chat with him, or this or that. That's why I fought so much to make sure that you come down here and give us an insight into these areas. Is it the contacts? Is it the because they're opening up, especially with the media. Now we what's his name? Who prints the trumpet? Is my boss. He was my boss for quite some time. Femi Okutubo.
How can you forget your boss? You're in trouble when he says
I know. When he says this, he's going to hammer me. Femi Okutubo said we've got to blow up our own trumpet. Now the Western media.
And he publishes trumpet as well.
That's what I'm saying. The Western media, we've been trying to draw trumpet to people like you and say, look, the Guardian, the Times, all these are top media. Talk about Sonny. Talk about so and so. Now it's easier for them to talk about crime.
I got an award from Gab. I got Gab award as well.
I know. I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there. What I'm saying is that the Western media, I need to find a way through. Maybe it should be through you, the politicians, the Guardian, the Times, and so on, and even the Western television companies. They said, look, we got people like you who should be talked about in what you're doing.
But I've been on BBC before.
I know.
And when Damilola Taylor died in 2000, most of the media carry, and I was one of the
you were there.
Africans who were interviewed in the newspapers and so on. And
I'm trying to look at an angle of how you were there. You were there because of a situation. Of course, Damilola Taylor's being knifed to death and all that. I want you to be there. Not necessarily for that, to be there for a good reason. Like, we're trying to promote Africa to be a good... there are bad things in Africa, obviously.
True.
We've been talking about xenophobia, xenophobia, and so on. But there are also good things there.
Absolutely.
And we try to get the Western media to highlight them as well. People like you need to be highlighted. for the services you're doing. But they're going to call you because somebody, okay, I'm sorry about Damalola get killed and all that. You need to be there as well. But when there is a good...
But in fairness to BBC, for instance, apart from the issue I always have with them with partisan thing, but generally, I think BBC, they are unique because only this year I have not been invited because, you know, Dr. Adebayo. I've been on his program, you know, several times in the past of a radio program. I've been on it, to be fair, with BBC. So, of course, you know, funny enough, you see, I'm being honest with you, when I do something, I do it because I genuinely, passionately feel about, you know. Of course, if I then get a bit of recognition out of it, I'm a human being. You know? No,
I agree.
You know, yes. But I'm not looking for it. No, maybe that's why, because most of the recognition I've received, I think they just came naturally, not because I'm doing it because I want to be noticed or recognized. I feel blessed.
Of course. I'm glad that you're looking at it that way, which is very, very good. But the reason I mentioned this issue of the recognition, even from them, is an issue which we've been trying to champion in a sense that we don't want most of our people to appear when they're for not the wrong reason as such, but when there is a tragedy somewhere. We have knife crime now. They're calling us to go and sit on panels and talk about it. But when there is something like the British exit now or something else, they don't call us. You see, that's what I'm saying. We are part of this community already now. We need also to say, can I say something to Boris Johnson? You know, can I say something to Tony Blair, for example, in conferences or stuff like that? They need to make sure that we're included. But until one of them told me, we need to shout. We are not shouting loud enough.
Saying, we also need to shout in the right places as well.
Exactly.
Because maybe shouting in the wrong place and nobody will listen. Even though I was shouting, you know, when I was waiting for you, and I had to go to, you know, across the road, just to grab something. And I saw this, you know, Caribbean. I didn't realize you guys have some nice food around here.
We do.
Is it strawberry or whatever?
Sometimes we don't even know how privileged we are that we have such nice things around here.
Strawberry or something, restaurant or something. And I was there, you know, I wanted to shout. Hallelujah. Then the food, but because the food was so sweet, I decided to keep quiet.
As you get tested,
you know, well, you know, I'll probably pop in there one day again. Maybe I'll use an excuse of that coming here again.
Okay. You said this at one point. I became a Labour Party member because of its echoes or fairness.
Ethos.
On fairness, tolerance, equality, and social justice. These ideas are very core to my personal belief, and which I am prepared to devote the rest of my my life defending. Almost like Mandela, Mandela, like and it sounded like the Madiba himself. Now, the Labour Party, if I'm drawing as a member of the party, has had the issue of oh gosh,
I knew you'd be going around the block until you get there. Okay, let me hear you. Come on. Hey, you know, you journalists, I know. Okay, all right, I'm listening.
I'll be given a balking if I don't ask a Labour Party member this question.
I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening.
No, it's you know, the issue of obviously Jerome Corbyn has been trying to avoid you know, the Jewish issue within the Labour Party.
No, when you say avoid,
avoiding to tackle it hands-on,
and he's always been doing that.
Yeah, to deal with it because if, you know, people left the party because of it. And if it begins with one of those, the next thing it could be with the Africans. The next thing so if it's not dealt with, that's what I'm trying to say. Is there something that the party?
From the little I know, I'm not an expert in this issue. What I understand is this. Yes, absolutely. The Jewish community have every right. Because whatever touches one person, of course, it touches the whole community. I can perfectly understand that. And therefore, I believe every single one of us, whether you are Jewish or not, because what happened today will come and happen to be tomorrow. So therefore, that's why we should all unite together and fight, whether it's anti-Semitism, whether it's don't worry, whether it's Afrophobia, which you know, or whether it's Islamophobia, Islamophobia, because
these are words that are new to the dictionary. They're just
because they don't bring communities together. They divide us.
They divide,
They divide us. That's why, whether in the Labour Party, in the Conservative Party, or Liberal Democrat, because all these evils are in every society, in every party. Now, coming back to Jeremy Corbyn, as far as I know, don't forget, if you know the history of this man, he's a human rights activist.
He's been
most of his life.
He's been there.
So, for anyone to accuse him of being anti-Semite, I think it's unfair. Especially if we know what this man stands for. War has spent all his life fighting.
Exactly.
Of course, I'm not saying, even for a second, that we shouldn't be doing more to fight any trace of anti-Semitism, any trace of Afrophobia, any trace of Islamophobia. I'm not saying we shouldn't, but we should look at it collectively, holistically. Because don't forget, it's about fairness. This is where, you know, fairness.
That's one of the things that you mentioned, actually.
Equally, isn't it? And social justice for everyone. So therefore, when we look, why can't we look at the whole community together? What are issues that are affecting all our communities, whether it's Jewish community, is African community, is Islamic, Muslim community, is
whatever it comes from,
whatever it comes, exactly, whether it's women, LGBT, whichever community feels left out. Why can't we look at it together? What should we be doing to improve situation for everyone? And this is where I stand. And this is why I believe my party, the Labour Party, as far as I know, they are doing their best. The leadership, as far as I know, they are doing their best. And that's why I also welcome now the, I forgot this, you see the human rights or they are now investigating to see whether, it's not human rights. I've forgotten that body that's now investigating the issue.
Sorry.
So at least a respectable body like that, that is neutral, you see, that is not partisan anyway. They will look at it whether actually Labour Party is doing enough at tackling this issue,
to stamp it out.
And if it's not, then they will make recommendation what the party should be doing more. So I personally welcome that. I think the leadership welcome that as well.
Now, you've never come across anything of that nature in your world when you're working, where you have the gays' rights have been going up and down? Because I remember there was an issue in Peckham involving the gays' rights and something to do with gays' rights, where they were saying in housing, or something to do with the housing and so on. They had something connected with
One thing I will say to you is this, and I've been 1000% honest with you. In every society, in every environment, you always find one or two people, for whatever reason, and they have their own prejudice.
It's true.
But whether we accommodate it, either as a local authority or as a political movement, is absolute nonsense. Really? I've never seen it. I've never experienced it. What I can say is that if there are isolated cases where I personally don't know, because I cannot just dismiss that, because your experience is your experience. You get what I'm saying? Therefore, it's not right for me to say your experience is wrong or you are lying. But what I'm saying is that I've never seen it unless you believe that experience. However, what I think we should be doing is that, collect evidence, and then investigate properly, analyze and say, okay, what should we be doing to prevent this from happening again? And in society, as
the way it is, the reason I'm asking that is that it's something that's growing up and growing in society. And
but it's in every society.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just in London. It's not just in suburbs.
In Uganda, we're having that problem in Uganda, and I'm sure you're going to come across it in Nigeria. And the way our traditions are, it's something that is really going to be. It's very difficult even to contemplating the way we see it happening, you know, in our societies, and because it's something that was never there, there is a tendency to dismiss it, that it doesn't exist.
I mean, it's just like take for instance, years ago, people used to say all sorts of things about my ward, for instance, or the area where I represent, Bermondsey, South Bermondsey, for instance. Of course, you know, when you then look at the area today, the way we interact, I would say, it's like my little Lagos. You know, whereas about 5-10 years ago or more, every different people like me, we have something to say. You can see how far we've traveled. So every society, every environment, we have a story to tell.
And
what we do together to manage those very challenging situations, what we put in place to manage them effectively, I think what matters. And you know, and that's why I always believe that even when we look at most of the projects I do, I want to try and celebrate diversity, bringing people together, because only when we are living in our own little holes, little silos, then we peep through the what's happening over there. You don't know what is happening, so you become curious, you become inquisitive, want to know, and then that's why you know, you come adding 1 and 1 together, I come up with 10 because you don't know them. And you know, that's why I was saying that whether you're a newcomer or been here 20-30 years, let's find a way to bring people together, to celebrate diversity together. That's what actually led to the award I do in every October, because it used to be Chair of Black History Month for the Borough for many years. And I see people dancing, raving, and so, you know, I actually want to do something that celebrates achievement of black people, so that people don't think we only go to the DWP and queue for dough everywhere. There's something actually happening.
How do you select the winners? Because this is one thing. When I'm on a GAP Awards committee, and we've been going around when we want to select the people that we want to win the awards. And one of the most difficult things is that sometimes you come across 10 people who could go for the same award, and you're gosh. And they're all doing so very well. Then you have to start thinking, do we get the points? Do we send this back to the people and see whoever gets the big numbers? Or what do we do to make sure that we get the right person in? How do you do it?
Okay, I will explain to you the way we do our. Now we have criteria. We have the award application, which is completed. And then we have criteria, so that you can then decide which award category you want to go for, or whoever is nominating you. And then they will see the criteria against that. Now we all have one, which is called the Honorary Award, which the planning organizing committee has a discretion.
All right. Okay.
And it's only that, let's say we have about 12 different categories, between 10 and 12 different categories. Within that honorary one, because honorary, we look at people in the society that they will never complete an application because they don't look for it. Take for instance, somebody like me as well. If not because I was approached by Gaba was saying I should send information about myself, saying okay, we want to recognize you. Will you please send us something about you to make sure it's accurate? I wouldn't knowingly do that. So there are some people who probably wouldn't do that as well. So therefore, the award committee, every now and then when we pick people together, okay, who do you know in the community? And we give them parameters by which they can travel, saying, okay, the black community is very wide, very complex, okay, African, Caribbean, I know, African, then also within the African community, you don't just, because if you leave it to Nigerians alone, will probably clear all the award.
I know.
You can see.
That's one of the reasons I asked the question, because I've seen so much of that.
That's right.
If I don't get involved sometimes with Femi and say, come on, there is ABCD. Then there is said, look, how do you find these people?
Yeah.
I said, yeah. If you find them, when you know the organizations, you can Google and get these organizations. And when you get these organizations, each one of them, the Ugandan community, the Kenyan community, Tanzanian community, these communities know the people within their communities who are actually doing very well. And their names will always appear.
And that's what we do. We invite people from different communities. Okay, you're a Kenyan.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me you don't know any such level?
Exactly,
Or you are a Somali? Or Caribbean? You remember I was telling you just now when I was coming here, the restaurant, because you see, you gave me an gave me an opportunity to actually walk. Then I was looking, where can I just wait for you? Then I realized there's a restaurant there, and I tasted the food. Their curry goat is fantastic. And I was saying to them, you know what? You guys are too late for our award this year. But I've got your information here, and I'll make sure I'll put you on the database so that next year you will know, and you can then nominate yourself. Okay. So there's so many ways by which you can.
I'll go out food now.
Yeah, well, you know that. Of course, you can say no. Just say I was there and I mentioned that. So next year, you can nominate them next year.
Well, I'll go there and have a look. I say, look, I'm testing your food here, and then I'm going to put your name down.
Even let me say, I brought that thing with me.
Okay,
you see,
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
No, the criteria is something that has been befailing us for quite some time because we've been getting people in, and then suddenly we realize that there are people we have overlooked, because at one time we were giving the gap awards, and a lady came to us and said, look, I don't believe so-and-so is good, but ABCD, so-and-so, these people. So we had to change the criteria and say, look, I think we need to go within the communities and have a proper check. Otherwise, we're going to have problems in future when people start complaining that, I mean, Nigerians, because there are so many around here, the chances are there will always be opportunities.
No, there will always be a community that dominates. Say, for instance, while I was waiting for you, I was also texting a few people because we've released the list of our finalists. Finalists for this year. And there are 1 or 2 nominations that came yesterday. They said, no, we can put it for next year. And also there's somebody, I know this person deserves an award. He didn't get, it was nominated last year and year before he didn't get. And I have to personally go to this person and say, you know what, it's not because you don't deserve. To be honest with you, there are just too many Nigerians. I have to be honest with him. I said, but so therefore, because if you're not careful, the credibility of the whole process can be brought into disrepute.
It's true. It's quite true.
So therefore, we have to, and the same thing with employment as well. If you have too many women or too many men or too many people from a particular ethnic group, people will look at hang on, what's going on here?
Exactly.
So that's where sometimes we have to have use a different criteria. Take for instance, like selection for candidates for MP or for London Assembly or for councillorship. That conversation is going on within my party, for instance. How to make sure diversity
and proper representation.
But because they realize actually if we base it on just pure merit, because most members of our own community, they're not engaging. And when you imagine where the selection is going to go on, is people in the party at the meeting are going to decide. When our own people don't even, they don't even belong to any political party. For instance, most black people vote for Labour before any other party. But if you talk to them, they say, are you a member of Labour Party? He said, what do you mean? I vote for Labour. I said, no. Do you have a membership card? He said, do I need to do that again? And in the room, if you don't have people that look like you in the room, how are you going to expect representation from people like you? Unless, I'm sorry to say, if white people feel sorry for you, we will nominate this person. Because they're always there, to be honest with you. Now, I'll give you an example. When I was selected, and also reselected again as a candidate before, won again, majority 99.9% in the room are white. Now, take for instance, if they really want to base it on the color of my skin, I won't be a candidate. I wouldn't have been selected to stand as a candidate or even win election, even though my people may have voted for me, but I still need to be selected as a candidate first. You get the point?
I see your
so
point,
therefore, we need to encourage members of our own community to be part of the change they want to see. If they want to see increased representation from our community, then they need to, don't just go to church or mosque on Sunday and Friday alone, you know, take the active step, you know, join any party of your choice. I don't care. Of course, I care, you know, I prefer you join the Labour Party, I must say. But however, my priority now is to just make sure you engage, you participate in the political process. Otherwise, we can't continue to whinge and complain that we are marginalized. Because we already by default, we already marginalized ourselves and not being part of that change process.
I agree with you 100%. The biggest problem I see here is that, okay, people like you now, who've been in the positions you are in as a councillor, and also in various other positions, to find them engaging themselves within the various people as encouragement. Because I've seen a number of black MPs. There's that lady in Enfield. Her mother is, in fact, a very top person, Asamoah. That's her name, Asamoah. I always get names.
Well, I think Asamoah is that's a Ghanaian name.
But that's her mother's name, isn't it?
Osamo.
Osamo. Osamo.
I think the mother is Rita or something like that. Who got?
But she's in the house. She's in the House of Lords at the moment. And
she faced some very difficult time as well when she was going for selection. I think it was in Vauxhall or somewhere, and you know, of course,
because I attended an event where she was, and she was trying to exactly say something that you're saying, the encouragement of our people to be into these, because if you want to see the change and you're not involved in there, how are you going to see the change? And she explained that so many times, and she said, look, even when I encouraged my daughter to become a member of parliament, at the beginning she didn't want. But then I realized, I said, she was always talking politics to me. She said, hey, this hasn't been done. This I said, look, why don't you go in? Obama said the same thing. Obama was saying, look, the same thing happened to him. He entered politics not because he wanted to, but because he wanted change to happen, and he went on to become the American president. So, well, I'm trying to find a way people like you can encourage our people to come in into more people to join either the Labour Party or whichever party they want, so that we facilitate the change.
You see what I would say on that? Okay, if you go back to what I said earlier about my involvement, political involvement, that I was a bit reluctant to even get involved.
I know.
Apart from domestic other things, my experience when I was growing up, I was seeing politics, that politics not for honest
people. You got discouraged with what happened in Nigeria.
But there are certain things that happen naturally. Sometimes you be at the right place at the right time. And also there are certain steps you take, even if you don't want to be directly involved in politics. There are politics with small p, like being in the union, like I told you, I was, union leader and so on. It's not because I wanted to go into politics. I know some people use it as a stepping stone to go into politics. Look how long it took me. If I was going to do that, I wouldn't wait 10, 15 years.
You could have already been there.
Exactly. But there's time for everything. But since I was involved, it's about being part of that change. Now, look at things I've done. I make sure I set up projects that empower people, that address marginalization, so all that. Of course, when the opportunity then came for me to stand, I wasn't even selected in my own backyard. Look at where I was selected.
Quite far away.
Exactly. But one other thing I was going to say, you see, not all of us will become politicians. I mean, if you then go back to a passage in the Bible, forgive me, it's a vision. I love that, part of the Bible a lot, and especially this passage, a vision 4, I think chapter 4, verse 12, 13, I think, where everyone is endowed with different gifts.
Yeah, okay,
you know.
okay. It's somewhere.
Yes.
Is it Sounds of the Kings or something
No,
like
no,
that?
no. It's a vision. It's actually
it's
a vision.
Yeah.
We are all endowed with different gifts, and some people will become pastors. Some people become, name it, deacons.
You name it.
Some people become politicians. Some people become doctors, lawyers, and so on. It's about your own calling.
Yeah.
And just give you your best shot. But now, and time is also is important. Now, part of what I've done the last 3 years, you said something about representation, for instance, what we can do to encourage people. 3 years ago, as part of the journey to empower people like me, give me another few years, my hair is already receding. People will probably even forget I existed. But what can I do as part of laying that foundation for the future ones to build up? Black labor movement, they could realize, yes, we just vote, we don't have a say. Otherwise, Afrophobia we're talking about, windrow, what's it called? The hostile environment that when people like me came to this country, we didn't have to apply, but we just go to the airport, to the area, and the immigration, how long are you staying? You say, well, I'm only here for, all right, we give you 2 weeks, and you become to 30 years after. So, exactly. But we lost those rights. Because that's the issue. You see, when I feel sorry for these Europeans that think the Brexit will make them lose their rights and so on. But we as Africans, we also lost a lot of our own rights as well. And that is why I can feel what they are feeling, that you need to make the right noises. You need to have a process of making your voice heard.
Of course.
Effective one. And that's why we started to set up the Black Labor Movement over the last 3 years. Now, part of what we'll be doing is to do training, mentorship, encourage going to the outreach to encourage members of our own community.
How is it seen within the labor movement? Because I realized when we started Black Journalists Association, the journalists within the UK, the white journalists, were not very impressed with it. Even those at the top of the organization, they were thinking, it's like a split. You're part of the Journalists Association. Why are you changing to that? I can see here Labour also thinking, when you become Black Labour, there could be something about, then there will be Indian Labour, then there will be Pakistani Labour, then there will be, that thing won't worry me.
But you can then argue that within the Labour Party, we have you had of the Jewish Labour Movement.
All right.
You then have, we have, we have different, you have women who have their own movement, you have the LGBT. So therefore, there's nothing wrong in being different. It's what we do with that difference that matters. If we use it for positive things, for making things work better for all of us, fine. But if you use it to just stay in the little corner, your own, without being part of the whole community, because don't forget, we are not homogeneous community. We're all different. Women, LGBT, disabled people, Christian, Muslim, and other religions. So therefore, there's nothing wrong in recognizing those differences.
Now,
but how we bring them together for common good, that's what we should be looking at, in my opinion, of course.
The Black Labor Movement. How do you spread? How are you spreading it? Do you go, for example, in events, for example? And
if we are invited, we were at the conference last week. And we were at the conference, we had our dinner. We had dinner. In fact, we are privileged to have Labour Party, Shadow Chancellor of Exchequer, John McDonnell. He was coming to have a dinner in the same restaurant after the conference. Everybody just looking for somewhere to hide away. And we just finished our own. He said, oh, well, so I just went to kidnap him, not literally. Then, John, will you please come and take pictures of her? And he was, obliged and took picture with her.
No, what I'm saying is it's sprayed, for example, because the spray of something is always encouraged by those who are involved in it.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if those who are not involved in don't spray it around, because I've been on so many events, And I've never had someone come forward and say, I am from the Labour.
We're on website, blacklabour.org.
Yeah, okay.
If you go to blacklabour.org,
yeah.
you see, it's taken off 3 years because I'm also the person that I prefer to spend time to build foundation very carefully. Because, you know, in our community, we will get there one day. But, you know, his position power is very important to us. If you don't take time to build the foundation, because I'm looking beyond me.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is that I've been to a conservative conference.
Are you Tory?
No.
I'm just asking. You know.
No. I went there as a journalist.
Can I say you look Tory?
No, I went there as a journalist anyway, here in London, and
because you're wearing red, so you must be Labour then. However, in America, the color is different.
The colors are very different.
Very different. Course, it's the opposite.
They can see them with the elephant and the other one with the different.
In America, the conservative, the Republican are red. No, they are red.
They are red, yeah.
And then the Democrats, they are blue, which is you can easily opposite.
The direct opposite. No, what I meant is that I could hear what they were saying about trying to spray the Conservative Party within the black community and within the ethnic minority community. They even have a policy now. And that policy started even before, I think when David Cameron was in office, they started. And I think 2 or 3 of them even passed my house one time. Somebody had the cards and was explaining to me. And I said, look, I make my choices during elections. And he was saying exactly as you're saying. I look at the candidate. I don't want to be boxed in with the particular. I look at the candidates, and when I'm happy with the candidates, I may agree with the policies, but somehow the candidate might not be somebody I'm interested in.
True.
But I look at how they're trying to spray. They've even put a budget. A budget out there to go within the ethnic minority, because they know that within the next something like 20 years, the choices that are being made will it's the ethnic minorities who will be making choices of who becomes a British Prime Minister tomorrow. So the similar thing like in America now, they are realizing the power of the ethnic minority.
But we don't just want to be the kingmaker. There's nothing wrong for us to aspire to be kings as well. So part of what Black Labour Movement is doing, especially for the first time, we had our own fringe. What we're trying to do with this organization to be able to influence policies positively, to not just be dinner boys and girls, but to also be diners as well, that we can see around the table and eat properly, and also,
and influence changes.
Exactly, partnership of equals. And you are right. If you are right, I listened to publications from the Tories, the Conservatives, and I also have. Because my friends are very diverse. I have friends on all political parties. Even some of them even ask me to come and join their parties. Who are you? I say, listen, I'm not a political prostitute. As it is the phrase we use in Nigeria when I was growing up. When you cross carpet, going from one party to another, it's like political prostitution.
The money influences changes.
You see. So I say, listen, that's why it took me long to decide whether I want to
be in this party.
To join any party, and to actively involve, because once I say I'm going this way, I'm there, and I'm there today, tomorrow, and day after.
It's for life.
It's for life.
It's not something that can change overnight.
So that is me, and that's why the same principle I'm trying to apply to the development of BLM. We want to bring people who are like-minded, who we come and build, not for us, not enrich ourselves, to pave the way for the coming generations. Because one of the reasons why we haven't really been able to influence policies of the government, because we don't have strong institutions within the black community to be able to do that. When you look at the Jewish community, for instance, one of the reasons why the allegation around anti-Semitism so on hasn't gone away is because they are very strong. And until that issue resolved properly, you know, and rightly so, because if any community they are suffering, you know, their own experience is their experience. And if it then devalued or disrespected in any way, it's absolutely right for them, member of that community, to come and say, no, we're not going to have it. And the same thing with black community. We suffer slavery, we suffer colonization, our experience, and we are still suffering. And that is why, but it's not just about slogans, it's about also learning from, you know, communities like the Jewish community and others, that even there was a time, you know, the Irish used to be categorized under the black, the black as well. A lot of people forgot that. It's only in the 60s, in fact, only in the only 80s or 90s, there were some changes where they're not categorized under black anymore. No, black used to represent everyone that is not Anglo-Saxon. You know. So therefore, even though we claim that now, saying we're actually you know, black. So therefore, yes, I think so. BLM, that labor movement for me, is about forging partnership for progress. Which partnership for progress, funny enough, is a phrase I coined when I was doing my dissertation. I told you African Common by the year 2000. So it's not about stretching begging bowls to anybody. It's about waiting for technological leftover. Those are the phrases I use. We don't wait for technological leftover. Remnants. Don't wait for that. Make your own effort. You have people in the institutions.
You're getting phases coming out, and they'll be quoted as we go along.
You know, so those are funny. You know, those are the phrases I've been using since the 90s. That because, you know, leftover or remnant is a technical. When somebody already used and drum, that's what some of our own. And yet you send your children, your institutions to go and learn. So why not listen to them? And that's what we are not doing enough, whether in Africa or those of us who are here. So it's about learning from those who are better than ourselves and use what we learn from them to better our community.
We're coming towards the end of the program. And I need, Africa has always been at the center of my heart, and Africa, and that's why this program is called Africa Speaks, because we need to convey the message to the Africans. Two things. The first one is that I just want to wish you the best. I hope you go through in the journey.
Thank you.
Of course, we haven't told our viewers, but he's almost selected, or
potential candidate for
the London
potential candidate for Bexley and Bromley London Assembly constituency.
Constituency.
So I'm here towards the final legs of the process to be. I think there are only 2 of us left. And now is 1 member, 1 vote stage we are now. So they're going to ballot the members. And they're going to put the 2 names, my name and the other person, forward. And then the members will then have the point to decide which one of us they want to represent them as a candidate that we then we put forward next year, because next year is the London Assembly election, and I hope it's me they pick. You know,
fingers crossed you got that. Now, the last slide, something to do with the, of course, as an African, I said, the African continent. Something, maybe in a few words, which could look at as far as Africa is concerned. Something that there are things that are being suggested at the moment. If we are to get up where we are, corruption, we know what Africa is all about. There's corruption, there's everything. Now, how do we climb the ladder to educate people? We can't cancel corruption. It's a disease that has existed. It's there in our system already. It's in the blood. People like you who have been on this sort of level at the moment, how do you see, where can Africa step up? It doesn't matter which country, Nigeria, Ghana, where. We have, the problems are the same. We need to find the similar solutions. What do we do to...
You know, if we pretend...
Kill the leaders?
If we know... if we think there's no corruption in this country, we are making a big mistake. Just look at the papers today about the Prime Minister, and when he was when he was London Mayor and so on. I think, well, you see, why did it come out? Because there are strong institutions. There are checks and balances. In my opinion, even in the Bible, there is nobody's above temptation. But when you put structures in place, you have checks and balances. You cannot employ your brother or sister. The police, the police is different from the what's it called, the judiciary, and so on. There are separation of powers. Therefore, one cannot influence the other. There is independence of all these institutions. There is accountability. Therefore, if anybody, nobody is above the law, whether it's president's son or look at what happened. This. I can't remember. Is it Central Republic where the son has so many cars? They show it. Was it last night? Equatorial Guinea. Thank you. And look at that. Even there's nothing like, even it's not, corruption is not enshrined in their constitution, because it's the same people that are going to enforce it. The same thing happened in Nigeria. So if you have the system,
it's like a hyena being in
being
taken where the
how do you expect how do you expect Turkey to vote for Christmas? It's impossible. So so therefore the alternative that each one is different. Each organ of the government is allowed to operate effectively.
It's still going to be a very hard. It will require strong leadership to build those institutions. Because if the institutions themselves are weak, that's one thing. Secondly, the people running those institutions, there's an interconnection somewhere. I mean, so it's extremely difficult.
Don't forget, even in Nigeria,
it's not impossible though. But it's.
I think in Nigeria, for instance, Nigeria has probably almost law for everything. But enforcement is the problem, because you have corruption all over the place. That's probably where leadership comes in. At the same time, it's not just one person. You need to have the right kind of people around. I mean, Buhari, as with all his own imperfections, I think since he came, there have been some sanity brought back into Nigeria, if I use that. So we have to keep on working on.
I'm afraid we have to leave it at that.
So let's keep on working on that.
Okay. All the best, but all the best of luck, and I just want to wish you all the best. And I'm sure next year I'll probably be speaking to a London Assembly member. And then who knows from there? Could be a member of Parliament. And then of challenging to be the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Why not? Why not?
Why not? Maybe Mayor of London. Why not? Thank you so much. And hope you and your listeners or viewers can, the award, our 16th Enterprise Minds Award is on 26th of October at the Hilton, London, London Tower Bridge.
I may have to explain that, I think, to the listeners as we go along. That would be interesting. To come out.
Of course, information is on Eventbrite, Enterprise Minds Award. So, obviously, you guys.
We'll mention it on our website.
And you guys are welcome.
So. I just want to say thank you very, very much for viewing us, and I do hope that you will have a wonderful time, wonderful weekend when you reach it. And I also wish Sunny here a very, very wonderful time, and of course, fingers close to his next project when it comes up next year. Thank you very much for viewing us, and may God bless you.
Thank you.